Holy Cross, this is Brandon Grelly, and I am the Director of Youth Ministries here talking to you about the LCMS Youth Gathering that's taken place and Holy Cross youth involvement. This is information that will help you decide whether or not that you are ready, especially before the early bird discount deadline occurs on August 1st. $150 until then. Once August 1st takes place, it'll be $300. And then once again, September 1st through 15th, it'll be $600. The LCMS Youth Gathering is not just a fun event for teens to come together and hear amazing speakers that we otherwise can't pay all for unless we have an event with everybody there, and artists and games and service events and Bible studies and just great networking and awesome interaction with 20,000 other teens. It's also a way to sustain our youth ministry here, to be something special in the Lawrence, Fortville, Hamilton County, all those areas. This will truly be a great way to continue to grow who we are in Christ at HC Youth. The Super Bowl of the event, the LCMS Youth Gathering, is in New Orleans at the Superdome and various other locations, July 18th through 23rd. Now, you'll see on a lot of publications, if you go to lcmsgathering.com, you'll see that it says the 19th. It is, but we're going to day earlier to get on a flight to do some New Orleans things before and the morning after. So 18th is the official day where we take off on the plane and come back on the 23rd, probably 24th, about 1 a.m. to tell you the truth. That's how the flights kind of work out from there. We currently have participants. We have 17 signed up, which is awesome because I think we gained 5 participants in the last 24 hours. So this is kind of the time where more and more people come. Right now we have an expectation, or I expect 27 students from our group, which means that we are doing a 5-to-1 youth to adult ratio for many reasons, but the big one is to be able to make sure that we have adults that can go with students at the gathering to whatever speaker they want to hear. So that means that we can offer, adults or kids the ability to have as much variation as possible when they go to their breakout sessions that you'll hear more about as we talk about the LCMS Youth Gathering. So 5-to-1 with 27 people. We'll be looking for 6 adults just to cover the student and the relationships. We'll also be looking for a food coordinator, somebody that necessarily won't be part of the Bible studies as much, but somebody who is organized and can take initiative and can help us make sure that we have adequate breakfast and snacks, and work with hotels and restaurants to book and reserve meals in New Orleans. So, or the ability to delegate to a couple of different parents that ability, and that's also going to New Orleans with us. We'll also hope for a person that has nurse, medical type organization and skill set and everything else, to have somebody nearby and close to us that can take care of that as well. I want to we'll talk more about the chaperones here pretty soon, but I do want to mention the calendar a little bit and expectations. So, like I said, every month, it's the second Sunday of every month, we'll have Youth Connect, High School Youth Connect, every Sunday of the year, from August to June to July. But every second Sunday of every month, we'll have LCMS Community Nights, which will gather all the participants together at the same time, including chaperones, and so we can get to know who each other are even better and start working on the theme of endure, which is the theme they're going with this year. So part of that, you signing up, is you also saying, hey, we are going to do our best. We're going to make it a bigger priority to be a part of this community. And on the second Sunday of every month, we are going to be there. It'll be like an hour-long event, whether it be before youth group or during youth group, depending. And that is the same for 8th graders who are going to be freshmen next year and are able to come to this as well. I'll be giving you more information later on about that. There is a mandatory meeting in September that will cover all the things I'm not covering in this video. Again, this video is just to try to get you off the fence, whether you're coming or not, so that you have the best opportunity and the least expensive opportunity to have your youth come to the national or the LCMS Youth Gathering. Let me explain fundraisers. While you're paying the $150 by August 1st, or the $300 by September 1st, the $600 by September 15th, the gathering itself, for each youth, the LCMS Youth Ministry has said, hey, you need to plan for at least $2,000 per youth. You will never pay even half that. Maybe not even 75% of that. It's my guess right now that if I know these fundraisers that we're doing and how much money they can generate, the most you'll pay is around $100 that's added to your down payment. And that won't be due until February or even March. So just keep in mind that a lot of the money, we are up pretty substantially with what we've raised. We typically utilize fundraising dollars in the past 2 years because this LCMS Youth Gathering comes every 3 years. So we've already raised a chunk of our money already, which is awesome. And we thank the congregation, we thank the community, we thank family and friends for doing this. But we still have 3 more events that if we push it and make some money, maybe even that will go away for everybody. Now, in saying that, we have a dance marathon that's coming up in November, and that's the 2nd. In October is when you're going to be making calls and social media posts and different things like that to try to raise money before the dance marathon happens. So October 1st through November 1st, your child will be involved in getting pledges for them for this dance marathon. Now, how they've done it in the past is say, if I dance 7 hours, then I'll get this much money. What we're doing this year is we're making it a little bit more fun by having a masked singer event during the dance marathon. Now, the dance marathon, maybe there'll be an hour and a half of a daddy-daughter dance, or an hour and a half of a high school dance, or an hour and a half of ballroom dancing classes or something like that. All dance themed, kind of dance on our way to New Orleans type motif. At the Masked Singer event, there'll be 5 different characters. So like, Team Tiger, Team Banana, Team Trash Can, whatever. People dressed up. No one will know who these people are. And we will assign Team Tiger or Team Trash Can to a particular grade level. So our 8th graders will have Team Tiger. Our juniors will have Team Robot or whatever it might be. And this pledge money thing is they're going to be saying, hey, we're raising money for this. I need you to be, I need some money for this. In the dance marathon contest, whoever makes the most money based on pledges, that character automatically goes to the semifinals that night. And those people will dance and they'll sing and stuff like that. We're also trying to get a hold of Holy Cross School classes that can be backup dancers and choreographed with Heather Bush, and really make it a special night on November 2nd, to have as much fun as possible as a congregation. The big thing about the dance marathon is that is the fundraiser where we are strategically hitting family and friends, not necessarily Holy Cross people. They'll come and they can also pledge money, but we are specifically asking grandma and aunts and uncles and family friends and stuff like that to give to this event for that reason. So that's a big one. They've generated for the dance marathon in the past like $16,000. So that could mean some big things for us as a group. In February, we have the chili cook-off dessert auction. So we'll be planning for that, of course, in December and January. And February 8th is a day that you need to mark on your calendars because everybody will need to be there in order to help support this endeavor. Last year we made over $10,000, which is amazing, and a date you need to circle on your calendar. June will be our last one, and that'll be, of course, the rummage sale, which we made, again, a little over $10,000 for a rummage sale. Again, spectacular, and helps get us to where we need to go, which is awesome. We'll need you to help with that. Now, you might be saying, hey, like Brandon, we take a vacation all the month of October and November, so we can't help at all with the dance marathon. How we do that is we still have you, it's mandated that you are there in some way, shape, or form. Now, that could mean that, say, Family A can't be there and Family B can't be at the chili cook-off. You can tell the other family, hey, can you represent us at this fundraiser? And we'll represent you at this fundraiser, and that means all bases are covered and you have been represented by somebody in your family. You can also be represented by an aunt and uncle, a friend, or whatever. However, just remember that the more that our congregation sees our youth at these events helping out, the more they're willing to give, and that's just the truth of the matter. So again, write those dates on the calendar. You will get a sheet of all these days at our September meeting, and probably even earlier in August, that tells you, hey, this is when this is happening. Now, keep in mind also that you're like, okay, $2,000, that's a lot of money. What's going on with that? First, it's 2024, so everything costs a lot of money. That's hotel, that's programming, that is most food, that is the plane ticket, that is our excursion. That is a second excursion that we'll be doing as a district. So that pays for a lot of things. Keep in mind this too, that the only reason that we are able to have a organized group of people that teach us DCEs, teach us youth workers at different churches, the reason why we have leadership retreats, it also serves people within the LCMS Youth Ministry office in ways that they can kind of get a glimpse of what's happening in this world and be able to articulate to us in a fast way, because our schedules are full as youth workers. The LCMS Youth Gathering basically is a fundraiser that provides jobs for those people to see the big picture in all of this. So one of the reasons why we decided to keep on going with an LCMS Youth Gathering, not just because it's fun and the kids enjoy it and they have great speakers and blah, 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 but because it does benefit the greater good in creating people in our synod that can have a pulse on the youth culture of today, better serving us as leaders at our designated churches. So just a little tidbit I want to throw in there. For chaperones, if you are wanting to come with us as a parent, we of course can't take 50%. We cannot take every parent that wants to go, or every person in the church that wants to go. Unless they pay for themselves. That's the exception to all this, is if you are a parent and you see yourself as lower on the priority wheel, and I'll tell you what that priority wheel is here in a second. If you are able to pay for yourself, that is awesome, and it's very well a guaranteed spot on our list. Now, it's for that reason too that we won't be able to take care of a parent. It'd be great to show every single person what this is, but it's also $2,000, and we have to really watch how many we take in, because that just means it's more money for our youth to make up. So priority is this: any active parents. If you are already a parent that has a well-rounded connection with our high school youth, or our 8th graders that are going, and they trust you. You've built that trust with them. Those are the people that will optimize our experience in New Orleans the most. So we're going to get as many of those people as possible, and those people will receive first priority in the event. Second group of people are active adults. So people who have that relationship with our students, they have already built the trust. They're not parents, but they have those relationships. It's our kindlers, it's our mentors, it's our Wednesday night workers. Those will get second priority in coming to this retreat. Now, next list is non-active parents. You want to come and you want to be a part of this, you want to experience with your son or daughter, great. We hope we can bring you. We really want our active ones first because it's easier to build those relationships when they're already there. However, that word non-active is kind of silly because by the time you get to New Orleans, because of the mandates we have on your responsibility to cultivate those relationships by coming to our events, you'll pretty much be an active parent in our youth ministry by the time New Orleans is even here. We ask for 80% participation at community nights, which are the second Sundays of each month. We ask for 100% participation in fundraisers and for you to be a co-director of some sort of event that we are doing, or a co-director while we're at New Orleans. So those are the commitments that we're looking for. And then we have non-active adults. So people who want to come because they went in the past or thought it would be a great experience. If they're not already active with our youth group, they will receive, they're on that fourth tier of non-active, non-parent adults that would like to go. There is a separate form for that, so make sure you check your emails, your newsletter. I sent everybody an email this yesterday, I think. The adults apply for those positions. We'll be picking adults by August 15th who will be going with us. Now, if you want to pay everything yourself and it's after that deadline, you need to let us know by October 1st that you want to go and you're paying for yourself. With that process for every single person, just like youth ministry in general, we'll be doing a background check. We'll be doing a child care protection policy training thing. And of course, you'll be at those second Sunday of every month type events to get to know who our students are. Okay. Yeah, I think that is about it of most of the general stuff. Two frequent questions people ask when it comes to room assignments. We, while we take requests on room assignments and travel assignments, we have the final say in what happens. And remember that all of our decisions, we're strategically trying to build our community up. And when it comes to being in the same room as a friend, they're in their room maybe 2 hours awake, while the other 16 hours, because they might get 6 hours of sleep at night, maybe 8. I love getting 8. I love 8 hours of sleep. They'll be with whomever they are wanting to be with the whole entire day. So we don't really put a whole lot of stock in where they're supposed to, but we will hear people out and we'll do our best. We'll be finding out dietary restrictions. We'll be making sure that the food that your youth needs is there. We'll be making sure that any special need situation that we need to take care of, that we take care of. We have plenty of time. Today marks 1 year until the event, which is awesome. Yesterday would have been our first day of getting on the plane for a year from now. So we are getting closer and closer. It's going to be here before you know it. And we're so excited that you are considering this event with Holy Cross. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be magical. And I hope and pray that you get into that theme of endure. And we'll be talking more about that in weeks to come. If you have any questions, you can talk to me before August 1st. This is my only time where I'm able to give you my full attention or full information. You'll not be hearing again from me about this experience as with all this basic information all at one time. Than today, besides our in-person meetings after you sign up. So thank you for listening. I will talk to you guys later. New Orleans, here we come.